All right, guys. So some really good news, some positive news here. I just got released from the hospital about 2 hours ago, and to give you guys just a quick, detailed update on what happened to me, is I got some kind of staph infection, which traveled into both my stomach area as well as my bloodstream. So the doctors determined that my dialysis fluid in my stomach, when it was being pulled out of my stomach, was infected with the virus, bacteria, disease, whatever it is. They also found it in my blood. Now, the reason why the blood is scary is because it can quickly turn into sepsis or septic, I forgot the word, but it can really become very damaging to the blood. And it can cause something called like toxic shock syndrome, which can cause multi-organ failure and ultimately death. Fortunately for me, my immune system, as compromised as it is with kidney failure, was able to keep the staph infection kind of at bay. But the doctors had to hit me with almost a week's worth of antibiotics through the IV, and fortunately my body adapted well to it. Based on the last blood work, the last cultures, the virus, I don't even know what it is, the bacteria, is no longer in my bloodstream. So the drugs worked. It's also no longer in my stomach. The drugs worked. I do feel physically better again, as good as I have in the past couple of months. But obviously I'm still not out of the, the wilderness yet. The wilderness yet. I'm still dealing with kidney failure. I still am waiting for a kidney transplant, whether that comes through a deceased organ donor or a live organ donor. I personally, as well as the doctors, we all prefer a live organ donor, because in that case, the kidney is usually a bit healthier, and it also lasts about twice as long as a transplant. So if you know anybody that wants to consider donating a kidney, it doesn't even have to be a match for me, because what we could do is, it's called a paired exchange, where I get a kidney from a match and your kidney goes to someone else that's a match. So ultimately, two lives get saved, and we do like a kidney swap. It's a pretty cool system. I've heard up to 8 people doing this, where they had 4 kidney live donors and 4 recipients, and they were able to mix and match all across the country. So again, that is really my only cure for this disease, is kidney transplant. And I either have to wait in line, or if somebody wants to volunteer, that would get me obviously within the next couple of months, which is really what I would love to happen. But I understand it is a lot to ask somebody to donate an organ. But keep in mind that according to studies and research, 95+% of people that have donated said they would do it again if they could. Obviously they can't. You need 1 kidney to live. But keep in mind, this is really important. If you donate a kidney, you will be pushed to the top of the list if later in life you need a kidney from the system. It's a sort of safety net. So donors always get boosted if they need a kidney. So anyway, if you guys would like to support my battle against kidney failure, there is a Give, Send, Go link in the description. You guys can, click that. And if you're able to, make a donation. If not, you can send a prayer through the platform, which I also appreciate as well. And I also want to thank everybody for all the thoughts, prayers, messages while I was hospitalized this time. Pretty sure this was like my 6th long-term stay in the past year. So I've been dealing with a lot. I hope none of you ever deal with kidney failure, but odds are some of you will. That's just the way the math works. So what I would recommend is go see your doctor, get your blood checked, and they can determine if you are at risk for kidney failure. They can estimate how long you have. I neglected getting my blood work for about 15 years, and the entire time I did that, my body was deteriorating slowly, and I had no idea, because the kidneys are such an amazing organ, and they're so powerful of performing at such a high level, even when they're only at like 10% functionality. But once they get in that single digits, you're pretty much screwed, and dialysis is inevitable, which is where I ended up today. So once again, thanks again for watching. Thanks again for supporting me. I appreciate you guys. And as always, God bless Trump.